So it's 1:30 on election night, and it looks like Trump's gonna win. I'm feeling so scared and so angry. Scared for our democracy and our right to choose, and scared for deportations and racism, but also maybe the most scared because it feels like our ability to win a livable future is slipping away from us, and that's just not fair. And angry because this feels just so avoidable. We didn't have to be in this position. In the last year alone, the Democratic Party could have decided not to try and prop up Joe Biden as a candidate when it was clear that he couldn't do it. They could have decided to actually push for an arms embargo with Israel, making sure they didn't alienate huge portions of the young and progressive and Muslim vote. And I feel like a ton of people are going to be walking out of this being like, oh wow, this is proof that the American electorate has moved to the right. And I just think that's so the wrong way to look at this. This is the result of decades of abandoning everyday people and trying to paper things over and pretend everything is fine when it's just not. I talked to so many voters in the last few months before the election, and there are so many Trump voters who are sick and fed up with this political and economic system, a system that makes them feel like they can't afford groceries or afford rent and feels like they have no voice in society, and they know that something is wrong, something is broken. And the thing is, they're right. Something is broken. It is ridiculously hard to pass any laws in this democracy. Corporations have bought out our politicians. Inequality is at record high. And all of that, it leads to people feeling like something's wrong. Donald Trump and the MAGA movement turn around and say, you know what, whose fault that is? That's the fault of immigrants. That's the fault of feminism. That's the fault of trans people. That's the fault of the far left. And Democrats, what do? They just shrug their shoulders and they're like, no, nothing's wrong. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I don't trust the Democratic Party to take the right lessons from this. I think the only way that those answers will actually come through is through mass movements. So yeah, it looks like Trump might be our next president, and Trump might act like a dictator, and Trump might burn away so much of our future. But the thing is, everything that he does relies on the consent of everyday people to do it with him. And we can take that away, which is why over the next few years, Sunrise is building up to mass disruption and mass strikes through our high schools, through our colleges, and uniting with workers in 2028 towards a general strike, making sure that we can actually take back our democracy, make it work for everyday people, actually build a political system that is not for corporations, but that is for us, and make it work so we can stop the climate crisis and win the futures we deserve. If you're feeling lost or hopeless or confused as to where to go right now, join our mass call tomorrow to hear more about our plan.